Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Dragon Dreams Soul Tribe Collective. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, and I'm so happy that I was able to log on. I'm still getting familiar with the ropes here of going live, and it's been such a pleasure coming live on Saturdays, 11 a.m. Eastern, with you. And actually, there's just a few more times that I'm coming on, and then these Saturdays are going to come to an end. But don't worry, it's just me finishing up a cycle here with you. I'm looking forward to my new schedule. If you check out my website, ginavirginiacasella.com, you can see that I updated it. I'm currently looking for affiliates. So those of you who know me know I've transferred into the vegan lifestyle this past summer, August 2024. And I'm noticing a lot of things, like just scarves that I have that have silk in it, for example. Things that I own that are not, reliable, sustainable resources, or where my clothes might have come from. And so absolutely check out my website, Gina Virginia Casella, because I'm really excited to start promoting not just vegan lifestyles, but promoting specific products. And before I promote your product, I'd like the opportunity to use it. And I'm going to create a playlist about glamoring Gina up. So when you help to glamour me up through the vegan ways of knowing, then you're going to help to glamour up the rest of the world. So I'm really looking forward to that. And today we're going to be doing the collective gemstone reading, and I'm really looking forward to it. Yesterday morning, I hopped on here live in the morning, um, just in my pajamas, doing my routine like I do. And you can look forward to me doing more of that in lieu of coming here so often on Saturdays. So lots to look forward to. Noticing some people in the chat. Hi there, the girl. The girl in her gong, Maureen, good to see you. Yes, and the internet is slow. I'm just glad I got on because I was feeling that pressure. I had to self-coach myself in that moment. Okay, just take a breather. And part of it was my fault, actually. I was going under videos and you needed to go under the live. So anyways, let's get busy. Got a new card to add to my Dragon Dreams Oracle, and that's exactly why I'm waiting to publish it. Some of you have been asking me, and I'm like so tickled pink and complimented by that. But I need the rest of this year, this summer in particular. I'm going to be making it a special focus to go through those dream journals. I'm doing that now, and this one was about owl medicine, owl energy yesterday, and I'm going to add it back in here, and who knows, maybe it'll come up again today. And I couldn't find the same size cue cards, but oh well, it is going to work. So last time we were chatting, I was telling you about my Bridget Spirit water, save it for special occasions. Made it during the full moon, so I want to use it again today. Because the new moon is like ending that cycle of Bridget and now stepping into the next cycle, which is March. So let's open up some sacred space. Starting in the south. Getting better at the spitting. Not supposed to swallow this. The great winds of the south. Snake, thank you for helping us to remember to let go, to shed what we no longer need, what no longer serves us, and helping us to remember that sometimes we don't want to shed our skin. We like our skins. The skin I had a hard shedding was me being a public school teacher, and snake energy helped me remember that I'm carrying my high quality items with me forward. I'm not just leaving that entire piece of me behind. Aho. To the winds of the west, Jaguar, helping us to transform and transcend. Jaguar, thank you so much for helping us to get to that rainbow bridge, to help us hold our hands, for allowing us to even ride on your backs, and for giving us the honor and dignity, even though we don't recognize it often in those moments, that only we can cross that rainbow bridge. I know myself personally, I'm just really hoping to kind of surrender to the point where I just flop on you and you take care of me. But I know that only I can truly take care of me, and it's your wisdom and lessons, those high quality items that carry forward with me. Aho. Great winds of the north. Today it's bright and sunny, but it is cold. We got a good 30 centimeters of snow. I'm wearing my toque indoors today, and I think I might be making a habit of this. Great winds of the north. I come from northeastern Ontario. I was born and raised in Timmins, Ontario. I love the snow. I love winter. I love the cycle that comes with it, because this business of death helps us process what we need to, so that we can carry those high quality items forward, all the archetypes, power animals linked together. But I think about myself these days, and just growing up in Timmins, Ontario, moving to London, Ontario, making my way to Sudbury, Dakota University, making my way to South Korea to teach English, making my way to British Columbia, becoming a public educator, eventually becoming a clinical hypnotherapist, and now a shaman. And these are things that I never dreamed of. And knowing that I went to the special education classroom for language arts, it's just like a miracle in itself that I graduated with an honors degree in English literature. And so as I carry my high quality items with me forward and move forward with my new matrix, I think about hummingbird a lot, because I didn't realize just how much I was flying hummingbird style my whole life, and continue to be. And it is not easy. And, you know, that resilience is the only way to develop our wings, just like building any muscle. Thank you, thank you, thank you, hummingbird. Aho. To the energies of the east, great eagle condor, thank you for your perspective. Your perspective is something that I've really greatly valued for the last year. The truth that I've had to face, that owl energy, the flip flopping that you and Jaguar have done for me to help guide me and redirect me, because I always need to gain perspective. I need to consider other people's perspective, and I need to honor my own perspective. As open as I am, I always need to do my own thinking independently, reaching my own conclusions based on my own thinking, while considering the perspective of others. And I used to be afraid of the ghosties, spirit animals, come a long way with my relationships. And I used to be uncomfortable just doing what I'm doing now and sharing it with others. And it's because Soul Tribe and that perspective, that my new matrix is narrowing me down, funneling me into more and more Soul Tribe. And I see the reflection and projections, the perspectives, that law of attraction, the similarities, but that perspective that it's the law of attraction of the things that I'm going to be benefiting from, and folks benefiting from me. And it's with great courage. We can only dream to fly wingtip to wingtip with eagle condor. And it's also with great courage when we have to stop flying with them, either hang out in the eagle condor nest to learn perspective, gain more lessons. But it's also the business of just flying free solo by ourselves, and continuing that hero's journey, and continuing to apply our perspectives. It's not just about gaining the perspective, but applying the perspective. Aho. My plants are over there, so today I'm the earth, my body, your body. Mother Earth, we've gathered here for honoring all of your children, the stone people, the plant people, the four-legged, the two-legged, the creepy crawlers, the fern, the fin, the wing ones, all of all of your children, and knowing that all of those various forms, shapes, and species are part of our oneness and very much alternate um, realities unfolding simultaneously. And so the fern and the fin are very much me and you, and also that the fin and the fur, I do make those connections to spirit animals, and it's because of the power of Pachamama bringing our energy together, the earth, the elementals. And I feel really thankful because when I engage in spirit animal work, I really greatly connected, comparing and contrasting myself with animals that have resonated with me, um, specifically the, owls, um, the, power animals, jaguar, eagle, condor, hummingbird. Um, I really enjoyed connecting with catfish in particular and some other species, including grasshoppers and dandelions and chipmunks in particular. And I really feel a special connection to those animals. And I'm quite thankful because I know that someday when I die, whether I'm cremated or um, buried in the ground, or whether the birds pick my bones, that I will be um, back into that biological collective. And I like that. Thank you, Pachamama. Aho. Star Nations, Mother Sun, Grandmother Moon, Great Spirit, you who are known by 1,000 names, and you who are the unnamed one, thank you for bringing us together and allowing us to sing the song of life. Thank you to the wise and well whale and orca elders who sing our song and harmonize it for us. Thank you for all of the Star Nations for connecting with us, because we're all linked together. And this time of year, especially the goddess Bridget and her energy. And I'm really thankful for my connection with Bridget and all of my growth and learning. Aho. And something I didn't do was open my Witticocha. It doesn't matter what order you do it in, but preferably I like to open my Witticocha first. Let me know what you do if you open up your Witticocha first. And if you don't know how to open up a Witticocha, don't worry, I've got lessons coming for you. But today, just follow my lead. Um, we just open up the sacred space. So I personally like to resonate up here in the chakra, in the Witticocha, bringing it down. But quite often, my left arm in particular just tends to like rip right open. So let me know your experience opening up your Witticochas. I'd love to know. Feeling good about the transitions. So let's dive into our gemstone reading. I've got notes here to help me remember, but I think I'm getting good at that now. I got my little stick here for fire ceremony later, and just working with space. All right. I'm one of those people, I do well if I just have like a big giant kitchen table. Good old L shape works for me. I don't like having drawers. It inhibits my legs. Let me know about you in the comments. All right, so I got my Dragon Dreams oracles here, which I will choose one after. And let's choose some gemstones. And I'll just bend this here so you can see what I'm doing. So it's okay if you can't see me. And right now, in just a moment, my eyes are going to close. All I see is incense smoke. Okay, you can see here. So lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, tap, tap, tap. Duality is where it's at. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty, hop, hop, hop. Duality never stops. Lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. The only thing to be certain of is my uncertainty. I love saying that. North is south, east is west. 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 I'll tell you how you can serve the universe best. Coil, recoil, loosen the soil. Coil, recoil, what are your morals? Coil, recoil, the truth does not spoil. North is south, east is west. Tell you how you can serve the universe best. And today, gemstones, let us know what our focus is for this new moon gemstone reading. Okay, whoa, the first thing I'm noticing is this one right here, and I was feeling it with this finger. The earth, the air, the fire, the water, and that's really cool. Okay, let me just get organized here. All right, hi, it's me again. So I got my gemstones here. Let me just scooch over my incense. Okay. Maureen, I see you are in the chat. If you're still there, Maureen, pick a number between 1 and 12. Pick a number between 1 and 12. I'll just give Maureen a moment. If she's not there, then I'll just pick a number on behalf of all of us. But if you're there, Maureen, pick a number between 1 and 12. And I'll just start going through this here. So like I said, oh, and I'll just bend this here. Oh, Maureen, great. Oh, 9. Okay, great. Okay, so I'm going to put this tiger's eye. I have other crystal balls and gemstones, but this is what I'm feeling. So I'm going to put it here where the number 9 is. Okay, thanks, Maureen. All right, so maybe the number 9 is there more accurately. Okay, so like I was saying, the very first thing that I noticed, and I know you can't see my face, I just want you to see the gemstones. This one here, the Wise and Well Whale and Orca Elders. And when I was making my circle, I felt like my index finger was kind of getting caught up on the gemstone, like it wasn't going on the outer, rim of the circle. It wanted to be like inside. So when the gemstones aren't, following along, if you will, it's because they're like, hey, pay attention to me. Like, forget Polaris's focus, wise and well whale and orca elders. And what's powerful is they're looking at me. So I'll show you, and then I'll pick up the gemstone. So there's the gemstone there, and there's a little crescent moon shape, and it's looking right at me. I'm not sure if you can see the crescent moon shape, but that's really special. So why are they looking at us? What's going on? They want to, the wise and well whale and orca elders are basically, they're primordial, like they're beyond ancient. And they represent, they're in that family with the dog monkey folk. They represent like before parasites. Um, we were just a bunch of simple microorganisms, and eventually we transformed into maggots and worms. Eventually we grew teeth and stuff like that. So the wise and well whale and orca elders are part of that tribe, if you will. And they're they swim in pods. So that's really powerful because this here is representative of star nations. And I chose it because I was feeling the vibe with the goddess Bridget and star nations. Maureen, on behalf of the collective, you chose the number 9. So right here, you can see my gemstone. It's a pendulum, but I don't use it as a pendulum. I gave the pendulum up. My body is the pendulum these days. But like you see, Toby, it's like the tree of life, and the tree of life is rooted here, going across. So there's a connection between the wise and well whale and orca elders and Toby wanting to be rooted. Also, I'm noticing you can think of this pendulum as a tree. So there's the roots wanting to root, wanting to go to the water, wanting to go to the pod, the wise and well whale and orca elders, the family, the support. There's this business of bridging the east and the west. This time it's not eagle condor, but it's the whale and orca elders and other star nation families. So that makes me think about, like, as we say goodbye to Bridget this time of year, like she's always there, but you know what I mean? Her energy is high right now. Because you have to remember, when planet Earth is rotating and making its way around, the stars, constellations, they don't move. So we're like passing by the last of Bridget's house, if you will. You can visit her anytime, but that energy is fading. And so there's like another star nation family, another house that we're going to be driving by. And so that's what this is about here. But also, if you look, want to make sure you can see this other part, the chain, is representative of, the trunk and the flowing, blowing branches. Hummingbird is right there. And hummingbird is in the south. So that is very interesting. Why? Because if you want to plant, and that's the thing with the new moon, the focus is on the darkness, and it, like, the darkness is both womb and tomb. So it's life and or death. Because wherever there's life, there's death. Wherever there's death, there's life. And those metaphors, you can take them as light or deep as you need to, and really work your metaphors and other literary devices. But for the sake of this, it's like the gemstones are telling us, and specifically the wise and well whale and orca elders and other star nations. It's like our family up in the stars is having conversations about us, and they're like looking down on us and going, okay, you folks are having a new moon. Technically, I think it's next Thursday. I always do it a bit early, just so we have things to think about going into it. So the star nations and Bridget and whatnot, everybody, they're looking down on us, and they're like, all right, it's going to be dark. You're entering the month of March. Promise of spring is in the air. Promise of spring that brings the promise of summer, right? And all the fruits that go with it. The nourishing that we need in medicine. Not just medicine like fruits and vegetables, but medicine like actual fresh air. medicine, when you go outside for a walk, one of my favorite things to do is to get up bright and early. And what I love doing in the heat of the summer is in the morning going for a walk because it's not scorching hot out yet. But when the sun starts to heat the ground, you can smell a lot of parks have cedar trees and stuff like that. And you can smell like they chop up the cedar um, to cushion the playground for the children. And you can smell that. You can smell the sun, it hits the pine needles and it heats up, and there's a scent, a pine scent that comes with it. And I really resonate in all of that. And you know what? This time of year, I mean, I'm in Ontario right now. It's pretty white out there with the snow, but there's other parts, even in Ontario, where the snow is melting and you get these really stinky, less desirable smells coming through. And so it's a reminder to us that this womb and tomb right now that we're in is fertile soil, rich and sweet in the making. So you need to keep contributing to it to make it, rich and fertile soil so that you can grow your seeds. But there's an emphasis on harmonizing your focus. And that's why the whale and orca elders are here, because they're like, whoa, we're looking at you. You are not alone, probably feeling alone, but you have a whole pod up there that you can connect with. And it's not just like one pod, the pod is like all the star nations. So, using myself as an example, I was sharing out on a previous episode that I really connect with the Irish Celtic goddesses. Meanwhile, I have absolutely no Irish Celtic background, right? Like, where does that come from? And so we're just being reminded, like, explore other star nations because we are one. And you don't have to feel like a traitor because you're learning a new language. Or you don't have to feel like a traitor because you're branching out. Um, be open to that because you are the author of your own story. You're the authority, and that's your birthright to write and rewrite your story. So the wise and whale and orca elders are very powerful because it's this business of harmonizing. So when I was doing opening ceremony, see, everything ends up connecting. And I see your comments, Maureen. I'm going to read them shortly. And thank you for participating. The thing is, like, everything makes connections, right? And we're a story species. So the connection and the medicine is that if you want to um, work with power animals, even if it's an insect, power insect, I just put them all in the same category, animals. It's really beneficial to make those connections, and connections that I've personally made with the wise and whale and orca elders was harmonizing. And I don't remember exactly where I picked that up, but it was through my own process of going through my own um, tarot cards and oracles of different authors, not my own. But then on my own, when I started to connect with the wise and whale and orca elders, that's when I was making connections about breaching the water. And I didn't read, like, I read that, but then the intuitive piece came from me. So, whatever just to finish my thought, whenever you're planting seeds, hopes, dreams, keys, unlocking doors, there are no doors, only curtains. The whales, they go under the water and then they're holding their breath, right? They come up and they breach the water. Um, so they penetrate the sky. And I find that really fascinating because in the primordial days, the wise and whale and orca elders penetrated the water, penetrated, fertilized, falling back on sexual metaphors and literary devices. They can be thought of as sperm, if you will. um, even though the wise and well whale and orca elders are dominantly thought of as grandmothers. So it's very interesting, and just a reminder not to get hung up on these masculine, feminine archetypes because there's both archetypes in both archetypes. Um, the point of the masculine and feminine in itself is to have a specific category, if you will. But like everything, it weaves together. So you have connection, you have support. Whatever seeds you're planting right now, because it is the new moon, the darkness, zone in and refocus. Yesterday, did a little mini gemstone reading on truth. That could be part of it. But going back to the hummingbird here, we're being reminded that, like, you always want to be planting and weeding your garden, right? But this time of year in particular, you need to have extra care because your survival depends on it. So if you don't put the care in now, you're basically going to starve and not have resources to get you through the summer. And then what's going to happen come the fall, winter, right? So it's very powerful that hummingbird is right here, not just randomly, but like right at the tip, because this is representing high quality fruit. And that's really meaningful. Like if you want to have a high quality fruit, you need to be planting high quality seeds. You're not just planting the seeds. It's like when you're baking cookies or spending time in your garden, you want to practice presence. You want to think about where the food comes from. Think about, where did these seeds come from? Where did the soil come from? Where did the tools come from that you're gardening with? Try and make as many connections as you can to help harmonize that. You want to concentrate it, so to speak. You want to boil out all the extra stuff and just be left with a nice raw um, seed, if you will. Okay, let's have a look at the power animals. I'll just bring this down. So hummingbird is down here. So hummingbird should be up here, but in this scenario, it makes sense that hummingbird is there. And um, snake, I'm noticing, is not down here. So where is snake? Snake's over here. Jaguar's up here. And eagle condor is down here. So what does all this mean? Well, it means that, like I was saying, the focus on hummingbird is putting the high quality seed, planting it in the ground. So, like, even though you might have just shed something, it doesn't mean that you've shed it forever. You might just want to, like, upgrade it, so to speak. Excuse me. Snake is over here because shedding skin is not a focus, but the skins that you have shed are making their way now to transforming and transcending, but you're not crossing a rainbow bridge because the focus is here. We were directed here this morning with this little triangle thing going on here. Jaguar is up here. Why is Jaguar in the north? Well, I think Jaguar wants us to remember, every time I do these, the meaning's a little bit different. For this reading, I'm feeling like the focus, like the greater picture focus, is going to be not just like transforming and transcending everyday things, but transforming and transcending something major. Like right now, planting seeds, not just any random seeds, but planting seeds that are going to get you through the summer, that you can harvest to get you through the fall and winter. That's the kind of focus you need to have for this new moon in particular. And something that's interesting is, as that was coming out of my mouth, I guess my subconscious mind was making connections, and now I'm like consciously aware of it to make sure you can see. Right here, there's our Polaris's horns, and the focus is here. But because the wise and well whale and orcas are there, they're like, hey, pay attention to us. Don't pay attention to Polaris. But the thing is, look who's in between Polaris, Jaguar. So that confirms what I was just saying, that like typically you want Jaguar over here. But if Jaguar is here and Polaris is like zoning in on Jaguar and the focus is really down here, yeah, you want to make sure that because the seed that you're planting now, this high quality seed, like this fruit of hummingbird that you're going to be growing and harvesting later on this summer and making jams out of and whatever to get you through the fall winter, um, this beautiful high quality item eventually too will have to be alchemized. So Jaguar is reminding us about that. It's not the priority right now, but remember that too will have to alchemize someday. So that's very interesting. And why is Eagle Condor in the south, you know? Well, it's all about perspective. And I like that Eagle Condor is in the south today because it's just really reiterating these this business of high quality, which we're always reiterating. This time of year, it's extra important because your survival depends on it. Now, some of you out there listening are like, oh my God, she's right. I haven't started planting my seeds yet, like indoor gardening and whatnot, right? You don't want the spring to come around and you're just starting to plant seeds. You're going to have a late season. You won't get enough harvest. Um, some of you don't do gardening, but metaphorically, you need to do your own spiritual work, personal work. Maybe you need to do some exercising. You know what you need to do. So you might need to plant that kind of seed where you're eating better or sleeping better so that you can get through the summer. And then that energy and that routine that you have, metaphoric to food, will get you through the fall, winter. So if you're feeling tired now, just think about um, like typically this time of year it's getting brighter, you're going to feel more woken up, so that's going to help you out. But if you don't have good habits right now, like you're not eating well, you're not sleeping well, that's going to make for a very long summer because it's just going to be too bright out for you for too long. You're going to feel exhausted, and by the time fall comes rolling around and it starts getting darker and darker and darker, well, by then you're just going to have a really hard time physically, emotionally, because you haven't um, done this process. So this is really powerful for like literal gardening and of course like your own spiritual pruning that you need to do. Okay, so what else is standing out to me? Let's just have a little look here. Let me just bend it down. Okay, this rock represents our family. And they're right here. So they're in close proximity to the wise and well whale and orca elders. The the child is up here. So the child is like with Jaguar in the north and um, significance because the focus is on whatever you're doing now. You're going to have to shed that later, but whatever you're shedding, it's going to help the child within. So as I'm talking, you might have thought like, oh, maybe I should zone in on this or that a little bit, or maybe I should completely change my focus, or maybe I should continue on from the last new moon's focus. But if you're going to narrow down and refocus, harmonize things, make it about the inner child, because the inner child right now is not hanging out with the rest of the family. The inner child is like, I want a Jaguar and I'm going to hang out in the north for now. And this gemstone here represents my dragon. Dragon is up there in the north. Dragon should be down here. So you're probably physically feeling tired today. That's very normal with the new moon just because it's getting darker. But also the dragon protecting the child. And it's powerful when dragon and jaguar are together and they're together and they're both with the child. So it's like, if what you're doing is not honoring the inner child, you can basically forget it, is the message. The inner child is in charge, folks. um, Manus, he represents writing your stories. Um, this is like a roller coaster. It's a circle, a wheel. So when you go down, it's like you're just starting to go down. You're just starting to like think about it. Um, you're not gonna. This isn't gonna be like smooth. If you can see my finger, if Manus was to just like go down, he would be bonking into these other gemstones. So it's like the family's like, nope, you got to fix that in your story. If Manus tries to come down, the wise and well whale and orca elders are like, nope, get back up there. You got other stuff to worry about. So writing your story right now is not the focus. Manus typically is in the south, usually down here somewhere in the east. So if you're spending a lot of time thinking, don't. And this is where the power of Marines number 9 comes in, because this represents a lot of things, but it represents the heart. So the heart is the center of my gemstones. It could be the east, the west, anywhere in here. And our focus was redirected right here to the heart. And that tells me confirmation about the inner child. So if you want your hopes and dreams to manifest, include the inner child. And sometimes that's hard. Often we don't even know our inner child. We don't even know ourselves because we've been denying ourselves and telling us lies for years. Community and belonging are vital to our survival. So, excuse me, I'm still getting over a cold. Every time I think I'm over it, it's like I keep coughing again. So there you go. Nothing else is standing out to me. I mean, some of the gemstones don't have any meaning. They haven't presented themselves yet. Some of the gemstones have meaning, but they're not talking to me right now, if you will. So that's where it ends. But I am interested in these 3 here. I'll just show you. These 3 here represent Morgan Le Fay and the 3 sisters. This one here represents like the warrior goddess and the goddess Bridget, and there's a handful, but these 3 in particular, they're like a buddy system, and usually they're in a line over here. So it's like they've maintained their line formation, but they're over there in the north. So there's a lot of support in the north for the child within, because the child within is up here. And it's like now I'm feeling a protective energy with the wise and well whale and orca elders. It's like, you know, if you're gonna be um, planting seeds, then make sure the inner child is involved. Like, have you ever felt like, maybe when you were a kid, decisions were being made about you that you didn't even have any say in, or, maybe, I mean, I'm sure you could think of your own example, but right now, like the wise and well whale and orca elders, there's some masculine energy, like chivalrous masculine energy there, working with the wise and well whale and orca elders. And then up here, it's like all of these gemstones are protecting the inner child, and dragon is like right there. So it makes me feel like the mind's number 1 job is to protect us, even if it means creating false inhibiting beliefs. So if you're not honoring the inner child, you're not just at risk for things not working out, but you're at risk for developing false inhibiting beliefs. And that's why there's all this protection right now. And that's why everybody seems to be hanging out in the north, because this protection, it's a high quality protection. It's not like inhibiting you protection. It's not smothering the inner child protection. It's like, hey, if you're going to be making decisions, you need to include the inner child. Do you even know the inner child? And maybe that'll be the seed that you plant, is getting to know that inner child. And there's not just one inner child. There's like multiple ages of inner child, and sometimes the inner child gets clumped like into age groups. And I'm always fascinated to hear stories. And the inner child sometimes can be an infant or even like in the fetal state. The inner child can be a teenager. It could even be like in your early 20s. Um, the inner child could even be like the adult you yesterday, because there was maybe a part of you yesterday where that inner child, something was going on there. Inner child work can even take you right back to a past life. Inner child work is huge, especially when it comes to identifying blueprints. Um, so this turned out to be a very powerful reading. Oh, and I need to pull a card from the Dragon Dreams Oracle. Let me just do that now. Sometimes I do my little thing with the cards and or gemstones. I'm just going to be, you see me here, I just got them on the side. And this one here is calling to me. So this finger, the earth, the air, fire, the water. And it was actually this finger. Remember at the beginning, I was like, oh, I was getting caught in the Wise and Well Whale and Orca Elders. What is it? Oh my God, it's the Wise and Well Whale and Orca Elders. Right? Right? Yes. I love when that happens. I love it. This is the full moon, whatever, we're in the new moon. No, actually, this is the new moon, because if it was full moon, I wouldn't have colored it in. Beautiful. But even if it wasn't, it doesn't matter. This is Wise and Well, Whale and Orca Elders, and this business of breaching, this business of cycles and moon cycles. What a really cool card to get. Yeah, and just like with the water finger, I'm just like, wow, right now. This kind of stuff happens a lot, and it just it's awesome when it happens. Others get to witness that as well. So the Wise and Well Whale and Orca Elders. Wow. Well, I already talked about them a lot, but there's always so much to say. So the emphasis is, at least with this new moon gemstone reading, is that you have support. They're being protective. You are very much part of the pod. And right now, it's really critical that you narrow down. And just like, jaguar energy, like the Wise and Well Whale and Orca Elders, they can swim with you. They're quite grand. You might be scared to swim with them. So they get it if you need to keep some distance. But they're not going to hesitate if you're not being honored. And if you're not being honored, what will happen? So I'm also just a thought that's coming to me, a reminder that we can never control our epigenetics. We can't control other people. We can't control traffic. The best we can do is control ourselves. So I know, there's all kinds of crap that happens to us that we didn't ask for or invite. And then that crap becomes our responsibility to manage, to transform and transcend. And also, when we are writing our stories, we are in charge. So, something that is very stressful, going back to community, see, and it's all the way that this all kicked off is how it's ending. I love it. But like when it comes down to community, It is vital and essential. And it's very stressful when you are not jiving with your community. If you're not jiving with the vibe, you don't jive with the vibe, that's a problem because your survival is rooted in it. And right now, I'm just thinking about countries who are feeling intensities rising, talk about tariffs and freedoms, illegal immigrants. It's very scary. But you know what? We all come from the same pod, right? And those lines on the map are not even there. We put them there. That is illusion. So, what other illusions are going on? And when you start breaking down those illusions, we often realize, like, no wonder so much crap is going on in my life. No wonder I don't feel like I belong because I'm not in a community that I'm in harmony with. I'm not harmonized. My song, my story is not being harmonized. So we're being really, like the wise and well whale and orca elders are being very loud and clear. Now they're not angry, but they're like aggressive, like pay attention to us. Let's splash our tails. Feel us breaching the water. We're making noise. And that's an honor of you honoring yourself. So you can harmonize yourself to be the best you that you can be. And anyways, I think the thoughts are gone now. It's just kind of like repeating. Um, and the colors blue and red are significant because when those two colors come to red, so this picture's in blue, like a navy kind of blue, royal blue, and then there's red in the background, and that's significant because there's no purple on here, but red and blue um, make purple. So it looks like I tried to mix like a blue and purpley color here, but it's like the idea being communicated is you can't see the purple because you are the purple. You can't see the dream because you are the dream. And yet you're writing it. So that's something to think about. Let me just get this out of the way because I want to read over those comments. And I'm working with a new space. I used to put my oracle cards in all kinds of different places. I'd leave it on my little clipboard that I had. At one point, I had a plant, little sacred corner in my condo, and I would take just like a paper clip or a clothesline clip and clip it on a leaf. And now I'm just putting it here. That way, it's just there throughout the day. And when I think about just things that I want to think about throughout the day, it's just there and it's safe. And that's it. So I'm wondering, what do you do with your cards? So let me get into these comments now here. And thank you so much for participating. And you know, the number 9, just while I'm thinking about it, I mean, this gemstone reading, it can go in any direction, and that's what I love about it. So if you're into numerology, you can just Google the number 9 and see what comes up, but always take it with a grain of salt and invent your own dream dictionary, your own numerology, your own astrology dictionary, because it ultimately comes down to you. So, yeah, the tiger's eye, it's beautiful. And okay, I'm glad you could see the crescent moon there. 11, yeah. Either way, number 9 and 11 would have been in the east, but the number 9 ended up being powerful because literally touching Toby right there and the way it was lined up with the wise and well whale and orca elders. Yeah, and me too, Bridget. This is my 4th year working with Bridget's energy, and I just really love it. And Marina, I know it's Marina. I hope you don't mind me. I'm sharing your real name, Marina. The girl in her gong, 1111. I always think of Bridget in February and March. Hummingbird helped me in Peru with reintegration back to the States. We are in darkness right now. So a good time to go inner work. Yeah, doing inner work, and spent time in Toronto, Ontario. That's great. I drove my sister to a concert there in the summertime, and we got hit with traffic, and then I missed my turn, and but we ended up making it. I just hung out, driving around, grabbing a fry while she enjoyed her concert. um, yeah, and the masculine and feminine, the girl and her gong 1111. Yes, we have both masculine and feminine aspects. You go with what you resonate with. Like I'm interested in Celtic and Peruvian shamanism. Maybe your condor in the south is a sign of grounding rather than in flight. Yes, absolutely. And hi, Amy. It's good to see you here. I love when I see people from different platforms, and then it's really cool being live. My Facebook group is really growing too, so I'm excited about that. And on that note, if anybody's sending me a message, um, make sure you send me like a little hi, how are you, and let me know why you're contacting me because a lot of folks are just like hi, hey, and sending me their advertisements. So hopefully that will die down soon. Yeah, and it's the new moon in Pisces, okay. I flip-flop paying attention to that kind of stuff. It just kind of depends where I'm going. New moon in Pisces. Um, and yeah, actually I took a picture this morning and the moon was on the one side of Pisces, but by the time Thursday comes rolling around, you'll see the moon make its way. I think it's really cool monitoring the star tracker app that I have. I have the free version. Um, Somebody was asking me about it on my Facebook group, but the free version, it just shows you like the constellations and the planets and where they are. And I'm quite fascinated with how things are moving around, wondering about others. And absolutely, Maureen saying that I can use her real name. Thanks, Maureen. And she's just saying that you need to take a break from certain circles. And it's true. Like, even like your best friend, sometimes you just need to take a break from each other. But for what it's worth, there's a difference between constantly having to, take breaks and readjust who you are to fit somebody else's framework, um, and recognizing like why do you belong to a community? Why do people like you? Why do people want you around? How are you benefiting? Um, and especially folks who live in communities where there's not a lot of opportunity, people tend to cling together and then they don't know where else to go. Excuse me. Trying not to cough here. Maybe, it's trying to be trying. But the good news is today is you can find online communities. Someone like myself, excuse me, I'm not speaking a drink of water here. Somebody like myself, I've been moving around so much that it's hard making friends. It's hard being part of a community. But at the same time, if I'm not driving with a community, it's really nice that I'm just, moving around so much. But having communities online, initially I thought that was kind of odd. But since COVID-19, it just seems to be very natural and normal, part of the new matrix. So, I have another event today. I'll be the participant, not hosting, hopefully. I'll have a voice. All right, so let's do some fire ceremony. If you got a candle, great. If you don't, that's okay. You can always use your finger as a pretend stick and burn it. Got my tin can here to drop my ashes in. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but maybe today I'll keep it to myself. Maybe that's why I'm coughing so much. The wise and well whale and orca elders are like, Keep it to yourself. Don't share what you're gonna say because I always share. So why don't you folks share in the comments something you're grateful for and something that you're letting go? I found my sticks to be a little bit small, so this one is something I'm letting go. And then you could just drop it if it gets too close, or you can go like this, but be careful because you might go like that and flick your flame by accident. I got one more to do. If you blow it out of habit, you blow it out of habit, but the idea is just for it to naturally go out on its own. And I always watch it till it's not glowing anymore. So it's nice and dark and empty in there. Um, I was actually saving the ashes because I thought I'm going to do something special with them. Maybe use it in my artwork or something. Um, but then I ended up rearranging the room and it spilled over. And I just was wondering if anybody does anything special with their ashes. Um, you know, yeah, and thanks, Maureen. I am feeling good, and I'm glad that you're grateful for this time to learn. And commenting, Maureen saying, letting go of not seeing other people's perspectives. Yeah, yeah, let it go. Shed that away. Mhm. Shed it away. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. Let's just close our sacred space. So we just do the reverse to close the Wittakota. And then I like to stay like this just for a minute, and this is where I think the power animals, my guides, and so thank you so much, Snake, for helping us to shed those skins, Jaguar, for reminding us that we're not always supposed to be crossing the rainbow bridge. Sometimes we need to do some work first. Thank you to Hummingbird. We have a lot of high quality support, supporting the inner child, honoring, harmonizing, and that's coming right from the wise and well whale and orcas, primordial grandmothers, if you will, stepping in and putting their foot down, their fin down, if you will. And thank you so much to Eagle Condor, because my goodness, are we ever gaining a lot of perspective and the truth? It's like revealing, and those truths can be hard to handle. How could we not know our own inner child? How could we not know our own selves? How could we possibly even think to know what kind of seeds to plant when we don't even know ourselves? And that was a very powerful perspective that came up today for me personally. And thank you to my guides as well, Polaris and Manus, Toby, and all of the others. Polaris, the wise and well whale and orca elders, they trumped you today. but but Polaris still got attention because of what's in between. So I loved how that turned out. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. If you'd like to book a gemstone reading, right now it's too easy. You just visit ginavirginiacasella.com and you'll see it there. Basically, you just click the link, provide your name and your email, and pay me the money. And then within a week, I just do it behind the scenes. I pre record it and then I send you an unlisted link. So it's a beautiful thing. And already the end of February. So in April, I'm going to be offering some more things. And myself personally, I'm doing my own, expanding my own personal learning, and really excited to be offering illuminations, extractions, and soul retrieval probably the end of the summer. So there's lots planned, and you'll probably notice if you've been following me and looking at my website, I put all this stuff up there and I took it all down because you know what? This is where my spiritual biz coach comes in. I can hear her voice in my head right now because she's like, you know what, Gina? Even though you want to offer all these phenomenal programs, your clients, they're not there yet, and or they have an interest in something else because they need help in that area first. So I'm listening to you, Soul Tribe. Everybody seems to be interested. Excuse me, everybody seems to be interested in the gemstone readings. So come April, I'm going to have a Zoom link so we can meet face to face and do the gemstone reading. Um, I really look forward to that because then you can ask questions live with me, and we'll record it. And the email option will still be there as well. And anyways, there's so much to look forward to. And that's what I wanted to mention. On my website, ginavirginiacasella.com, don't forget that I am looking for affiliates, specifically with the vegan cuisine, vegan clothes, earrings, everything. I really need help in this area. And it'll be a great way for you to promote your products. Glamour Gina up. Glamoring Gina up, I think is what I called it. And what else did I want to tell you? I wanted to tell you one more thing. Yes, in July, I will be speaking and dancing at the Full Disclosure Now conference in Florida. I've never been to Florida. I'm really looking forward to it. And if you wanted to show your support, now would be the time, because if you wanted to give me some money through Buy Me a Coffee because you want to help me put that towards my airfare, put it towards my hotel, it'd be nice for me to go out to a restaurant while I'm in Florida, connecting with other colleagues in Soul Tribe, and just me taking the time off to be there because I won't be servicing clients the handful of days that I am there. And if you are going to be there, when it gets closer, I'll be sure to post on my Facebook some kind of meeting place where we can meet and connect. I'm not sure if the conference is going to organize something like that on behalf of the speakers. If you bought one of my books, I won't be selling anything while I'm there, but if you did purchase one of my books, I would adore to sign it for you. Again, my name is Gina Virginia Casella. Thank you so much for joining me today. Dreaming with Gemstone Gemina. It's one of my favorite things to do. I think my cough here is telling me it's time to get off. So thank you again so much. My name is Gina Virginia Casella, and I'd love for you to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Gina Virginia Casella. I'd love for you to check out my website and register for something, ginavirginiacasella.com. And I would just adore for you to hook me up with some vegan products so we can start glamoring Gina up. And don't forget to join my Facebook group. It's free, Dragon Dreams. It's really growing, and I can't wait. Um, why are people waiting? Start posting your dream journals, folks. I'd love to see them. I'm just itching. Let's get those conversations going. So, all right, I'm going to log off, and I hope you take care. Aho. See you later. Thank you again so much. Have a happy full or new moon. It's officially next week, I think on Thursday. All right, this time for real. Take care.